I would also say another soft skill that I think is hugely undervalued or not even thought about is your relationship building ability. So can you connect with others in your space and build a long-term relationship with them? Because this is where your jobs are going to be coming from in the future. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today in this Tactical Thursday episode, we're going to be talking all about soft skills. And I've got Dr. Hall here with me, who's actually going to lay out his definition of what a soft skill is.
Okay. Well, to me, soft skills are anything that makes you marketable to a potential employer that you can't neatly put into something tangible or in a neat little bucket. And it's not domain specific. So anything that is not easily tangible and is not domain specific would just kind of fall into this other box that we call soft skills.
Awesome. And you have like a catchphrase for it. What was that again? The catchphrase of soft skills brings you opportunities.
Oh, yes. So hard skills get you your foot in the door, and soft skills get you through that door.
Awesome. I think that's a really good kind of phrase, because what soft skills communicate, in my opinion, is cultural fit. Mm-hmm. So if you sit down for an interview and you are a killer data scientist or a killer analyst with this huge track record, but they hate every second that they're sitting there with you, you're not going to get the job.
Yeah.
So that's where kind of soft skills of I'm likable, I can relate to other human beings, which I think is something that's not talked about a lot within this data universe. It's all hard skills, but it's like, yeah, but are you actually unsufferable to be around? So this kind of gets to the point of the biggest soft skill that I see, and I've pushed this, I think, for like 2 or 3 podcast episodes now, is your ability to influence others. And I think likability plugs directly into that. So if people like you, they're more likely to kind of follow your lead or buy in on your projects. And if you can kind of master this ability to influence and get buy-in on what you want to do or your projects, in 15 years' time, this can be the difference between, a senior analyst role or maybe the VP or even the CTO of your organization.
Well, it's interesting you picked influence as your favorite soft skill, because John C. Maxwell, he writes about leadership. He's a motivational speaker, and he says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. To me, my favorite soft skill is just plain communication. I know that's not fancy, it's not as powerful, but when you're wanting to do an exchange, and that is what the hiring process is, it's an exchange. You want to lower those transactions costs as much as possible. And being able to communicate, being able to write, being able to adapt quickly to a culture of that employment place, that is a valuable skill. It kind of greases the wheels. And so that's kind of in a way why they call it soft skills, because it makes things easy. Whereas like if you come off in the interview harsh, as you were mentioning before, it becomes awkward and just like, jerky. And so by being able to communicate effectively, both in written form, in oral form, and in conversational tone, is going to lower those transactions costs of bringing that new employee into the company and make them productive sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Well, I think that it kind of plugs into that likability factor, because if you can communicate effectively, the example that's coming to my mind is we've all been in high school and had a student group where the students who were presenting were so nervous it made the entire room uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I know that if you guys are starting to interview, you may be nervous, but don't let those nerves kind of overwrite your ability to have a conversation, because then they're not going to want to hire you because there's not that connection there too.
Yeah, so you should definitely take advantage to as many opportunities as possible to kind of get over that fear of public speaking. Join a Toastmasters club, or start putting out videos on YouTube and just kind of put yourself out there, and you'll get more comfortable the more you do it.
Right. I would also say another soft skill that I think is hugely undervalued or not even thought about is your relationship building ability. So can you connect with others in your space and build a long-term relationship with them? Because this is where your jobs are going to be coming from in the future, is your network. And I feel like that's like a trope or a theme that's just kind of like, I don't know, seen as cheesy now. But if you can build strong relationships, and by the way you do that is by giving forward. So if you can help someone out, so like for example, you can help me out by leaving a comment on this video. Or with Ken G and his podcast, like he did a post on LinkedIn about he's doing a naming contest. Just engaging with those who are out in the industry in an authentic way, you can start building relationships. And someone like Ken G, he's about to break 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So his reach is massive. So this can be a way for you to kind of bring more opportunities into your life.
Well, one way to develop your soft skills all the time is try to take on an attitude of servant leadership. So leadership is influence, your favorite soft skill. And communication is important to me because it allows for exchange. But at the same time, you don't want to be transactional in your relationships. You want to be genuinely interested in what that person has to say. You want to be interested in their growth, even if they're in a position that is higher than where you're at right now. And so by taking on that attitude of servant leadership, you're going to be more powerful in getting those soft skills up and running.
Sweet. Well, I definitely love that concept of servant leadership. I think that definitely plugs into the kind of soft skills that we laid out. That pretty much wraps up the episode. Please leave a comment if you feel like we left any soft skills out. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell if you want notifications as we post content each and every week. See you guys in the upcoming episodes.